Hey there, welcome into this special spring edition of Gamecock Saturday Night. I am Noah Chast, and what a busy sports week it's been here in the Palmetto State, including, of course, this year's spring football game. Many Gamecock fans, of course, were so excited to see Team Garnet and Team Black take the field at Willie B, and who wouldn't be? We're finally getting our taste of football season here in the spring, with the spring game getting started, of course, with its Gamecock walk, as every Gamecock game does. Shane Beamer, QB1, Lenora Sellers, Dylan Stewart, and a lot of the new faces on the 2025 team making their way into Williams-Brice Stadium for the first time this year. And for the second year in a row, there was even a proposal during the spring game. A lot of proposals going on at Willie B right now. There was love in the air during the day, and at night you could say there was fireworks in the air as well. Explosions all over. Sellers and Shane Beamer, they spoke about how fun it was to put on a show Friday night for all the great Gamecock fans.
It's always good to play in Williams-Brice. Just gets the team to compete in a game setting. I know we practice and stuff, but it's nothing like playing an actual game against your teammates in Williams-Brice.
Great energy in the crowd. Thanks to our fans for coming out. That was a fun environment and great to be back in Williams-Brice Stadium with them. What an awesome fireworks show at the end. So thanks to everyone that put that on. That was a great way to finish the spring.
Well, how about some fireworks on the field? Let's get into the action and check out some of the highlights from Friday night's spring game. And as you could see, it was a great turnout from the Gamecock faithful. They showed up to cheer on and get their first look at this 2025 Gamecock team. You know what? Let's start things out with a trick play to open it up for Team Black. Lenora Sellers pitches it to Brian Rowe Jr. He tosses it back to Sellers, who fires downfield. The Kentucky transfer Jordan Dingle, the tight end, makes the snag for the big gain. We love the wishbone. Great play design there by Elijah. All right, Sellers, he only played 2 series. He was 4-7, 53 yards passing. Not bad for Heisman. Second quarter, Ohio State transfer quarterback Aaron Nolan dropping back to pass, but he is picked off by the Ball State transfer Miles Norwood. Nolan finished 9 of 16 with that one pick, and the INT led to a field goal by the redshirt freshman kicker Mason Love. Garnet team up 3-0 after the 36-yard try is good, but it didn't take long for Cutter Woods, the freshman quarterback from Anderson, to look comfortable. How about a 51-yard bomb on his first snap? And what a catch by Vandrevius Jacobs. Woods caps off the drive, calling his own number. He runs in for 6 on the 1-yard TD score. Now it's 7-3 Black team. Woods 120 yards passing and the 1 rushing touchdown. But what a response from the old man, as he called himself, the vet Luke Doty before half. A diving catch by the freshman Malik Clark out of Rock Hill for a touchdown. Doty, 85 passing yards on the day. Garnet on top 10-7 at the half, and that's how the score would stay the rest of the way. The Garnet team wins the spring 2025 game by just 3 points. Well, Sports Director Chaz Frazier was at Williams-Brice Stadium for the Garnet and Black spring game, and here's Chaz with his biggest takeaways from this year's game.
Yeah, Noah, another spring game in the books for Shane Beamer, who's set to enter year 5 as South Carolina football's head coach. You know, all spring, all eyes have been on the quarterback room. Lenora Sellers, of course, he's going to be QB1, but all the attention was on who was going to be the backup. Would it be Cutter Woods? Would it be Dante Reno? Or would it be Aaron Nolan? I tell you what, on Friday night, it was Cutter Woods, the freshman out of Anderson, South Carolina. He put on a show, 120 passing yards. How about a 51-yard bomb on his first snap from scrimmage? He would cap off that drive with a touchdown. Post-game, Shane Beamer and Luke Doty with high praise for the young freshman quarterback.
Certain guys, when the lights come on, they just elevate their games, and that's Cutter Woods. He's a winner. He's got a chance to be a really good player. He's had a really good spring for us.
Cutter's a great example. Like, I feel like just yesterday I was in his shoes, and you know, he's done a great job this spring, just, you know, coming in, learning and doing all the right things, and I see a lot of myself in him.
And we can't forget about Luke Doty at quarterback. After the scrimmage, Shane Beamer asked about Doty and if he's still in the running to be a backup quarterback. He looked straight in the reporter's face and said, absolutely. Another group that really shined on Friday night and throughout the spring is the receiving corps. Malik Clark, the freshman out of Rock Hill, he had a dazzling catch, diving one in the end zone for a touchdown. Here's Shane Beamer assessing their progress and their growth throughout the spring.
There's some guys that just, elevate their games, and those receivers, I know a lot has been elevate their games and when the lights come on, and I think those receivers are certainly one of them. They've really had a nice spring. Mike Furry's done a great job with those guys. They just continue to get better.
And let the countdown begin. Just 134 days until South Carolina is going to be in Atlanta taking on Virginia Tech to open up the season on Sunday, August 31st. I'm Chaz Frazier reporting inside Williams-Brice Stadium, ABC Columbia Sports.
Oh man, football season will be here before we know it. It's got me juiced up for the fall. All right, well, let's slow down, take a quick timeout from this show as well. But coming up next, it was a busy day on the diamond. USC baseball and softball in action. Those highlights coming up after the break. Hey there, Lulu. Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to Gamecock Saturday Night. All right, after clinching their first SEC Series win of the season, Gamecock baseball back in action Saturday, going for the sweep over number 11, Ole Miss. And it was a beautiful day out at Founders Park as the Gamecocks with one more with these Ole Miss Rebels. Let's go top one. Mitchell Sanford hits it out of the park. Ole Miss strikes first, 1-0 Rebels just like that. Still here in the first. Rebels now up 2-0, but even that score is not lasting for long. Austin Foley, he's going to hit a grand slam, an absolute bomb. The Rebels, they now lead 6-0. They get 7 runs in the first inning alone. This one was a tough one from out the gate. Let's jump to the bottom of the second. Bo Hollins, he gets a homer to put 2 on the board for South Carolina. Now it's only a 7-2 game, not out of reach quite yet. Top of the 6th, Will Furness with another home run, and this extends the Rebels' lead to 8-2. We go top 7. Hayden Federico hits the single, letting Luke Hill rush home and slide in for a run. It's now a 12-2 lead, and that about does it, guys. Gamecocks lose at home 12-2, unable to get the SEC sweep over Ole Miss.
We played great these last 2 days. Our starting pitchers were phenomenal, gave us a chance to win. Today, we gave up 7 runs in the first inning. I think we had 5 walks in the first inning, if I'm not mistaken. So, you dig yourself such a big hole, and when you're facing good arms, it's just really difficult to come back. Not that we swung the bats great at all today. Bo got into one and got it, gave us some life, but we just couldn't continue from there. Just wasn't our day today.
Gamecocks are back at home for a midweek on Tuesday against North Florida. Let's go to the upstate. 6th-ranked Clemson hosting 17th Louisville in a top 20 matchup. Clemson also going for the sweep. Bottom 1, Cam Canarella sends a bomb to left center field, and it's gone. Gives the Tigers an early 2-0 lead. Now it's a 2-1 game in the top of the 4th. Canarella flashing the glove in center field. A ridiculous home run robbery. Oh, WebGen, if I've ever seen one. Let's just watch this one again in slow-mo. It's so impressive. The track, the leap, and the catch. What a play by Canarella. But unfortunately for the Tigers, they find themselves trailing 4-3 in the bottom of the 9th. But all of a sudden, steps up Josh Pano, and with one swing to right field, he ties the game at 4. Game-tying home run in the 9th. What more can you ask for? Well, we go to extras. Pano ties it again in the 10th, but Louisville, they just kept pulling away. The Cards win this one 8-6 in 12 innings. So no sweep either for Clemson. Next up for them, the Georgia Bulldogs on Tuesday. That one's at home. And it was also a beautiful day for softball as your 13th ranked Gamecocks hosted the Kentucky Wildcats. Second inning, Kentucky's Cassie Reisner, she takes Jory Hurd for a ride, crushes this home run to left field. Early 1-0 lead for the Wildcats. Felt a little scary there after that bomb. Third inning, Lexi Winters, she smacks a one-hop double off the wall to get the offense going for the Gamecocks. She's subbed out for a pinch runner, Nia McKnight. But she's still dancing at second base, enjoying that moment. A bit later, ball 4, wild pitch allows McKnight to score from third. We're tied 1-1. Later in that inning, Emma Sellers hits a grounder the other way, sneaks just under the glove of the second baseman, and 2 more runs score. Gamecocks now lead 3-1. Let's go to the 4th inning, and this is where things just got out of control in a good way. bases loaded. Carly Shelton, bloop hit to left field, gets past the Kentucky outfielder. Really bad fielding from this Kentucky team. Clears the bases. She hustles for a triple, called out. Eventually it's overturned. She got in there. She was fine. The Gamecocks score 11 runs in the 4th inning. They run roll Kentucky 14-1, their highest scoring game of the season. Gamecocks move to 500 in SEC play with this win. They've got game 2 of this series coming up tomorrow night at 6 p.m. All right, time for us to take another quick break, but coming up, South Carolina, they have another SEC championship team, this one in women's golf. Let's hear from the breaks, or hear from the champs coming up after the break. Well, it was a historic Friday for Gamecock women's golf. For just the second time in program history, the Gamecocks are SEC champions. They took down Florida in the championship match on Friday. Then the team flew back into town and made a stop at last night's spring game with the championship hardware in hand. We caught up with the SEC champs last night, who were still on cloud 9 after the big win.
What else could you ask for? Flying back with the private plane, and then, driving straight here and walk out on the field. I couldn't see a better celebration, so it's just awesome.
Well, we have some more sound coming up from those Gamecocks, but they have their eyes set on more than just a conference title. They have regionals and hopefully nationals still to come this spring. Let's see if we can hear more from the coach and this Gamecock team right now.
I really felt that it was our time. It was kind of our destiny, and I felt our group knew that. And I do know that that in their hearts they believe in themselves, and I think it was a different type of group than we've ever had. This SEC championship has eluded me a little bit. I think we finished my 18 years probably second 5 times, so it's been very close. We still have a lot to accomplish, but this means a whole lot, and I'm very happy for them.
Yeah, I was so nervous going in there. I knew we had a chance, but about 3 feet before the hole, I saw that the ball was kind of in the middle of the hole, and I started raising my hand, and as soon as it went in, I just started gelling and started clapping and looking over to my teammates. It was just an amazing moment. Yeah, it's been a day filled with emotion, so I was very nervous going out today, but so happy we finished on top and we got it done. As a senior, this was probably the best thing that could happen this year. I've been looking forward to win a championship with this program. That's why I came to South Carolina, so to do this year has been awesome.
And a huge congratulations to this Gamecock women's golf team. And like I said, they still have more to do. Regionals and nationals coming up soon. All right, let's take another quick timeout. But coming up next, we check in on some of our Gamecock basketball players who are off to greener pastures. An update on our future NBA and WNBA stars after this break. Welcome back to Gamecocks Saturday Night. You're looking at the moment longtime Gamecock Sanaya Fagan became a pro. The 6'3" forward from Georgia was drafted 21st overall to the Los Angeles Sparks in the WNBA draft. The Sparks GM, Reagan Peebley, was raving about Fagan's patience she showed at South Carolina and her toughness she has as a player. She also noted how well Gamecock bigs usually translate to the W. Here's Sanaya on what it's like to go from South Carolina to now the pros.
It means a lot just to know that I played for South Carolina. I played with the best of the best. To win as we did, but we also loved each other. We support each other as well. So just being able to play for South Carolina and have teammates that loved each other and support each other and also win is just feel really good. I feel like nothing should change from me being a freshman or me being a rookie from me being a senior. I feel like me being vocal. It should still carry on to me going pro and being a rookie. So no matter what, I still think I should use my voice and be who I am.
Sanaya and the Sparks have their first preseason game on May 6th. Of course, training camp before then. Also going in the second round, another Gamecock, Tahina Paopao. She was the first of the Gamecocks off the board. Paopao selected number 18 overall by the Atlanta Dream. Saw she was in Atlanta throwing out the first pitch tonight at the Braves game. That's pretty cool. Then 2 picks later, Bree Hall drafted 20th overall by the Indiana Fever. Hall will reunite with former South Carolina great Aaliyah Boston, who of course was the number 1 overall pick in the 2023 WNBA draft. Sticking with South Carolina basketball, it was an It was an eventful week for Gamecock women's basketball. Mylasia Fulwiley made her official announcement to enter the transfer portal, leaving after her sophomore season. She made the announcement via her Instagram. And at last night's spring game, there was a Tanaya Latson sighting, the guard who recently transferred into South Carolina from Florida State, where she led the NCAA in scoring with more than 25 points per game. Latson was with Chloe Kitts, Raven Johnson, Miriam Dowda, and Adele Tack, among others, hanging out on the sidelines. Dawn Staley also added Wendell Farrow to the coaching staff this week. Farrow joined South Carolina after 4 seasons at Southern Cal. He'll replace Winston Gandy, who accepted a head coaching job at Grand Canyon University earlier this month. Also this week, it became official that Colin Murray Boyle's final game as a Gamecock was on March 12th in the SEC tournament against Arkansas. Murray Boyles announced on his Instagram that he is declaring for this year's NBA draft. The Columbia native spent 2 seasons playing for Lamont Paris. This past season, CMB was named second team All-SEC after averaging nearly 17 points per game, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 1.5 steals, and nearly 1.5 blocks per game. Gamecock head coach Lamont Paris spoke earlier this week about CMB's impact in his 2 years at SC and how much this program is going to miss him.
He's been great. We've had a tremendous relationship. What he's brought to our team in terms of his unselfishness, his overall play, he's just a great kid. He's a great kid. I'm really excited for him and whatever decision that he makes. Most certainly we will always have a home for him in Columbia, but he's earned the right to have some tremendous opportunities at the next level, and I'm really excited for him to do whatever ends up being the best thing for him. He's a great kid, tremendous young man, great teammate, and I'm really excited for him.
All right, thanks so much, Coach.
The NBA draft is June 25th through the 26th. ESPN's mock draft has Murray Boyles as the number 10 overall pick. Excited to see where he ends up over there in the league. All right, one final break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to our special spring edition of Gamecock Saturday Night. The South Carolina Football Hall of Fame welcomed its newest legendary class on Thursday night. Chaz Frazier, busy week for him. He was there catching up with some of the historic and some recent state legends.
5 members etched into history as the 2024 class officially inducted into the South Carolina Football Hall of Fame. Coach Oliver Buddy Pugh was among the inductees. Coach Pugh is the all-time winningest head coach at South Carolina State. Former Gamecock Kyle Kennard was in the house to accept the 2024 Blanchard Rogers Trophy, annually given to the most outstanding collegiate player in the state of South Carolina. I spoke with both about what it means to receive their individual special honors.
So I thought they had the wrong guy. So it's a regular old guy from out in the country in the sticks of Orangeburg County who gets an opportunity to come to town and have the people shower him with a little bit of awards and that kind of stuff. So it's been fun, and I just hope that I do a good job of making sure that I represent them for the rest of the years to come.
I envision much success for myself in my life. I can't say I envisioned it this exact way. Blessing that it happened this way, and I'm forever thankful. Nagurski Award, SEC Defensive Player of the Year. To say it went that way, I couldn't say that I knew that was going to happen. So all I can do is thank God and thank my hard work, thank my parents, and everyone else that deserves it.
And former Irmo High School standout Donovan Murph, he was awarded tonight. You remember him, right, from Friday nights on Friday Night Fever, making 1, 2, probably 5 plays for the Yellow Jackets.
And he was a recipient of the Bridge Builder Excellence Award, given to the most outstanding high school player who excels not only on the field, but off of it, in the classroom and in the community.
South Carolina Hall of Fame, man, you can't get much bigger than that. It's like a testament to all the hard work I really put in. It's kind of get me a little emotional because, I prayed a lot for this. I worked hard. I've been through a lot. So, to finally be here is really, really a blessing.
Reporting in Greenville at the South Carolina Football Hall of Fame enshrinement ceremony, Chaz Frazier, ABC Columbia Sports.
What an exciting week it was here in the Palmetto State in sports, football, baseball, basketball news, all of it. Appreciate you joining us. That is all the time we have tonight for this spring edition of Gamecock Saturday Night. Thanks for making us your choice for news and sports. We'll be back here tomorrow at 11. Have a great night, and we'll see you for more Gamecock Saturday Nights coming up in the fall and football season. I'll throw these papers.